In this video tutorial, I am going to discuss about reduction of monosaccharides. In case of hexose monosaccharide, we might have aldehyde group or keto group. When appropriate reducing agent is provided to this group, for example, sodium amalgam, this is a reducing agent. So, in presence of sodium amalgam, aldehyde group or keto group undergoes reduction and forms alcohol group. This is alcohol group, right? So, this is a reduction in case of monosaccharide. Now, let's try to understand this phenomena with certain example. Suppose you take D-glucose. We all know that glucose has 6 carbons, 5 and 6 carbons are there. On the first carbon, there is CHO group. Okay, on the second carbon, OH is on the right side, H is on the left side. On the third carbon, OH is on the left side, H is on the right side. On fourth and fifth carbon, OH is on the right side, H is on the left side. And on the last carbon, it's a terminal alcohol, that is CH2OH. Only this aldehyde group can undergo reduction. So when undergoes reduction, what will happen? 2 hydrogens are added in this glucose. This is D-glucose. Why D-glucose? Because the fifth carbon, OH is on the right side. So once 2 hydrogens are added, 1 hydrogen is added to this oxygen and 1 hydrogen is added directly to this carbon. So what will happen? Let's first draw the 6 carbon skeleton of this D-glucose. Then after addition of hydrogen over here, it forms OH. Second hydrogen is added directly, so we will show it on the upside, and this hydrogen is rearranged like this. So basically, the CHO group is converted to COH group. Rest everything remains same. So OH is on the right side, H is on the left side, third carbon OH is on the left, H is on the right, fourth and fifth OH is on the right, H is on the left, and last one is CH2OH. Now once glucose is reduced, this new compound, it is known as sorbitol. It is D-sorbitol. See, as it is an alcohol group is added, the OL, this OL alphabets are added at the end of name, D-sorbitol. Let's take up a second example. But before that, this D-sorbitol, it has importance in biochemistry, that D-sorbitol, whenever it accumulates in the lens, it can lead to a formation of cataract. It is responsible for cataract formation. Now let's take up a second example. That second example we will take as a mannose. So mannose also has 6 carbon. So first 6 carbon skeleton is there, the 3, 4, 5 and 6 carbon. On the first carbon there is O group, the CHO group is there. Then on the second carbon, H is on the right and OH is on the left. If you compare it with the glucose, see here it's reverse in D-mannose on the second carbon. Rest everything is copy of the glucose. So on the third carbon, OH is on the left, H is on the right. Fourth and fifth, OH is on the right side and H is on the left side. And the terminal carbon is CH2OH. Now again, this undergoes reduction in presence of sodium amalgam. So 2 hydrogens will be added, one directly to this oxygen and other one directly to this carbon. So what we will get is such type of phenomena, such type of structure. Then on the second carbon, OH is on the left, H is on the right. Third carbon also same, OH is on the left, H is on the right. Then fourth, fifth and sixth, fourth and fifth, OH is on the right, H is on the left. And last carbon, this is terminal alcohol CH2OH. So see, only this much portion is different from the glucose. Okay, only this much portion is different from this D-sorbitol. Rest everything is same. The name of this new compound is the D-mannitol. Okay, now this D-mannitol it has biomedical importance, that it is used as a drug. It is used as a drug to reduce intracranial tension. Whenever the CSF, the cerebrospinal fluid pressure is increased, clinicians give D-mannitol as an injection to reduce the intracranial tension inside the brain. Now let's take up a third example of D-fructose, and this is going to be interesting. D-fructose. In case of D-fructose also, what will happen? It has 6 carbons. So 4, 5 and 6 carbon. Now on the first carbon, there is already CH2OH group is there. There is already OH group is there. On the second carbon, there is keto group. The rest from the third carbon onward, the structure is same as that of glucose. So on the third carbon, OH is on the left side, H is on the right side. Fourth and fifth, OH is on the right side, H is on the left side, and terminal CH2OH group is there. Now when this D-fructose undergoes reduction, 2 hydrogens will be added, right? So what will happen? One hydrogen will be added directly to this oxygen and one hydrogen will be added directly to this carbon. But here there are two possibilities. So I will first draw 6 carbon skeleton 2 times to show all 2 possibilities in this case. So see, this carbon is unaltered, so it will remain OH, H and H. Okay. Now one hydrogen is added to this oxygen and one hydrogen is added directly to this carbon. So what will happen? OH is on this side and hydrogen directly added to this side. Remaining all these things will remain same, that is H on the right, OH is on the left. On the 4th and 5th, OH is on the right side and H is on the left side and terminal CH2OH. But in the second possibility, what will happen? The first carbon, it remains unaltered, right? But on the second carbon, let me highlight it. On the second carbon, see, in this case, OH is on the right side, but after hydrogen, it may flip its configuration and may look like this, that OH may go on to the left side and hydrogen may come to the right side. So this difference, this geometric difference might appear and rest everything will remain same. That is on the third carbon, OH is on the left side, H is on the right side. 4th and 5th, OH is on the right side, H is on the left and terminal CH2OH. Now what are the names of these two compounds? Can you answer it? These are not a new compound, but we had already seen it. See, if the OH is on the left side and compare this structure with this structure, both are same. So this is D-mannitol. We had already seen this. This is D-mannitol. And this compound, if you look closely enough, it's nothing but our D-sorbitol. Okay, it is same as of D-sorbitol. So this is D-sorbitol. So see, whenever fructose undergoes reduction, it may give rise to D-sorbitol or D-mannitol. Generally, it gives rise a mixture of D-sorbitol and D-mannitol. So this thing you have to keep in mind. Okay. Now we had already seen this D-sorbitol can give rise to cataract. It is a responsible agent for cataract formation in case of diabetes mellitus. How it will form a cataract, that we will learn in the metabolism of carbohydrate. This D-mannitol, we had already seen that it is used as a drug to reduce intracranial tension. Now let's take some more example. At this time we will not draw their structure. If you take a galactose, it undergoes reduction to form a dulcitol. And this dulcitol is also responsible for cataract formation. If you take ribose, it will form ribitol. So this reduction of monosaccharide is an important topic because there are many biomedical importance are there. So this is all about the reduction of monosaccharides. If you have any query or confusion, please write it down in the comment section below. Thank you.